One of the ways that parents will try to get their children to conform and get on board, get in line, and, you know, try to like their new partner that they've brought on that their children absolutely cannot stand is by making their children bend to their will and cater to their partner. And one of the ways they do this is by, you know, forcing you into subordination, asking you, hey, did you speak to them when you came into the house? Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. I've been counseling women and men who have experienced abuse as well as those who are perpetrators of abuse and other violent crimes. And again, you know, just to go back, you know, a lot of times parents who are very nonchalant, very self-centered, and are only focused on them and their partner, whether it be that man or that woman, they want their children to get on board. And so they are going to force subordination. They're going to force compliance and try to get you to bend and cater to their partner who is absolute trash. They actually have more standards for their children than they do for their partner. And this parent can sit around and shit talk about their children with that partner that they have and allow their partner to sit around and talk trash about their children. But they're going to, you know, again, try to get their children to kiss their partners. But, hey, did you speak to so-and-so when you came into the house? Did you address Mr. or Miss so-and-so when you saw them? You need to go on out there and talk to Mr. or Miss so-and-so, and you need to check your attitude, and you need to make sure that you guys are on the right page. Hey, I don't want you giving Mr. or Miss so-and-so any lip, you know, and if you do give them lip, I give them permission to beat your ass. And then when I see you, I'm going to beat your ass too for being disrespectful to them, because you need to respect who I'm with, regardless of how you feel about it or not. If you don't like that partner, if that partner's inappropriate, if their partner has put their hands on you, they don't really care anything about that, because that doesn't fall in line with the fantasy that they have, you know, drummed up for themselves and their partner. Right now, you as a child, whether you're a small child or you're an adult child, you are considered to be the burden, and they'll be damned if you're going to get in the way of their happiness. And so even if their partner is a loser, scum of the earth, treats you bad, doesn't have a job, doesn't have anything going for them, they want you to cater to that person and, you know, maybe treat them like your daddy or treat them like your mama. And they want you to be all smiles and giggles and suck up whatever concerns you have. And don't you dare infringe on my happiness. If you do, you become public enemy number one, and I'm going to get rid of you before I get rid of him or her, because you're messing up. You're raining on my parade, and you know, I don't care how you feel about it. We're going to get married. We're going to be together, whether you like it or not. And frankly, as a child that's involved in this situation, you are invisible. You are considered last on the priority list, and you are expected to be complicit in whatever's going on here. And to be honest, you may not have even been informed that this was a thing, that this was even a relationship. So your compliance you may be having to deal with a lot of things at once. First, the shock and awe of like being introduced to some random stranger, and then forcing this random stranger down your throat the next second, and then, you know, finding out that they're getting married. And so parents who do this are completely selfish. They don't care about their children. They're just worried about fast tracking their relationships. And a lot of times things happen to their children with the introduction of this new partner, and they don't care because they want this new partner at any cost. You know, and even at the cost of their children. And a lot of times children who are forced into situations like this undergo or experience some challenging dynamics and endeavors and a lot of conflict with that parent. And once this happens, this kind of stuff can go on for years and can cause a significant amount of hurt and pain in that relationship. Doesn't I don't know that once this kind of stuff is done, if it can be restored. We can certainly talk about it. We can certainly go to therapy about it, but children never forget. You also finally get to see who your parents really are, and they don't want to hear and they don't allow you to be angry or frustrated or to have a say so in the matter. And so just remember that, they're going to force compliance, and the first way they do that is, by forcing you to accept a stranger and asking you, did you speak yet? And here comes that partner moving in, usually to your childhood home, putting their feet up and walking around like a proud peacock because they know that dingy partner knows that they've got the upper hand over that person's children, that person's parent, and their child dynamic, and they don't care. You want to be on the lookout for that. That person is very self-serving. They have their own agenda and they don't care about what happens to you. And they are allowed to do that because your parent has obviously made it okay to not care about what happens to you, not care about how you feel, and do whatever it is that person asks you to do. So I'm going to ask you, did you speak to your parents' partner?